Hi everyone, I hope you are all doing well. Let's get into this week's activities. This week we're going to cover a few different things. So the first thing I would like the students to do is I would like the students to do at least 15 minutes of typing. So here's how I'd like you to do your typing. You go to grade level resources and you're going to go to third grade. And I would like you to use typing.com. So use typing.com here and I will put in the instructions for logging in the Google Classroom assignment. And please type for that around 15 minutes or more. And I can see your progress on typing.com. That's why we use typing.com, because when you log in with your account and your password, I can see your progress even if you're not in school. If you've already completed all the assignments on typing.com and you want to try something else, it's fine if you want to try one of these other activities. Speed Typing Tutor will tell you your speed and accuracy as well. So if you use one of these other ones instead, if you don't want to use typing.com, if you've already finished typing.com, you can use Speed Typing Tutor. You can use one of these other ones. Just make sure you still do 15 minutes at least, and then just send me a message that you completed it with another one instead. But if you haven't finished typing.com, please use typing.com first. So that's our first part of our assignment. Please do at least 15 minutes of typing. Next thing I want to talk about is today we're going to spend a lot of time speaking about online safety, how to be safe when you're online. In third grade, we're going to start doing research. And when you do research online, it's very important that you be safe, because what happens when you're on the internet is anybody could put anything out on the internet. So somebody could say, George Washington was the 8th president of the United States, and they could put that on the internet. That's not true. George Washington was the first president of the United States. So the problem with the internet is there's a lot of things out there that people make mistakes. So people can put mistakes on the internet, and when we're searching on the internet, we could get faulty information. We could get information that's incorrect. So I can go to a website, and maybe the website was made by somebody who's in the second grade, and they're not as familiar with American history, and they say George Washington was the 8th president and he was a great president. They got confused. He wasn't the 8th president. He was the first president. So we have to be careful when we go online, because sometimes people make mistakes and they put things on websites that are not correct. So we want to go to websites that are accurate, websites that have a good, solid reputation for giving us the correct information. So I'm going to show you how to do that. The simplest way to do research when you're in elementary school is to stick to our school website. So what you do is, if you scroll down, I have many websites over here that could help us to do our research. So this year we will talk a lot about research. That's going to be a big part of our assignment this year. Is we're going to be doing some various research activities. Even today we're going to do some research, and I'm going to help you with the research. Now, whenever you're doing an assignment that relates to research this year, I'm going to highly recommend you use some of these websites here. We have Fact Monster, we have Kiddle, we have KidRex, we have KidClicks, we have Safe Search. These four over here are like Google, but for kids. So that's why I like to use these, because they have a built-in filter so that we are more likely to get websites that are related to education and elementary school students. So like I said earlier, the internet sometimes has mistakes on it. People will put mistakes on their websites. They get confused. They don't have the right information. They think George Washington was the 8th president, right? So these websites, Kiddle, KidRex, KidClicks, Safe Search Kids, they try to keep us to websites that are related to schools for elementary school students, so that we could get more accurate information, and we can get information that's more related to elementary school levels. So that's why we try to use those for our searching. So these are like our version of Google for kids: Kiddle, KidRex, KidClicks, Safe Search. We also have Ducksters, which we will use later on in the year, and Kidtopia, which help us with our research as well. So those are some great resources as well for research. Ducksters, it doesn't have as many results as some of these other ones, but they have some great articles on there if you're doing a research project. Kidtopia as well. And then BrainPop is an excellent resource for us as well. We will use BrainPop today when we're doing our activity. So today's topic is internet safety. So the first thing we talk about with being safe online is where to get, factual information. We talked about that. You can go to PS221Q and you can go to third grade websites, okay? And then you can scroll down and you can use our websites over here for research. The next thing I want to talk about is, just as a review, please never, ever, ever give your username or your passwords out online, because those are for your personal information, right? You have your Google Classroom username, you have your Google Classroom password. So please don't give that out to anyone else, because you want to keep your work safe. You don't want anyone else to have access to it. In addition, you never give out your phone number or your address online, because anything that's online, everybody could see it. So you never give your phone number or your address out online, because once it's out there, anybody can have your information. So we always keep that private. Next thing is, the kids know this, we're just doing this as a review. If you ever see a thing pop up on your computer, you won $1 million, click here. That's not really $1 million. It's just somebody who may give you a computer virus to hurt your computer. So please don't click on that. If you see, you surprised you won $1 million in a new iPhone, right? It's just trying to trick people sometimes. So never, ever click on those things. And if you stick to these websites over here, you're going to be less likely to be getting those type of pop-ups. So that's the first thing I want to do, just review. We never give out our private information online. We never click on those pop-ups. And for resources, for research, we use a website on PS221Q to get factual information. Okay, next thing I'd like the students to do is, I'm on third grade, the third grade website. I'm just going to review real quick how to get here. Go to PS221Q, grade level resources, and then you go to third grade. Scroll down, okay? And now we're on our third grade resources. I would like the children to click on online safety over here, okay? So on the right over here, online safety. And today what we're going to talk about is, we're going to talk about digital etiquette. And what digital etiquette means is, it's about being polite online. How can you be polite online, and how can you deal with cyber bullies? So we have a few things that we're working on. How can you be polite online, and how can you deal with cyber bullies? So I will give you the link to this in Google Classroom, and I would like you to watch this video, okay? Now, after you watch the video, you're going to write a very simple Google Doc or Microsoft Word assignment. You're going to write a quick paragraph on how you can be safe and polite online, and how you could deal with cyber bullies, because that goes along with cyber safety. Okay, if you're in Microsoft Word, I'm going to show you how to do a border. And if you're in Google Docs, don't worry about this if you don't have all these features, as long as you get the general activity. So the first thing I'm going to do is, I'm going to go to Design. And I'm on a Mac currently. You may not have this on your computer, or you may not have this on Google Docs. It's okay, just do the best you can. I'm going to do Page Border. Pick box or shadow. Maybe I'll pick a nice color. I want maybe orange for the fall. Pick a nice design. Okay. Now I have a nice little border. I go home just to review. I change the font. Pick one that you like. And I could make the size bigger. Maybe make it up to 20. Not too big. Center it. Okay, so this is left and this is center. And then I'm going to underline it. I'm going to say digital etiquette. Okay, now you could say online safety as well as your title. So then what I'm going to do is, I'm going to write in how you could be safe online. So I could say, I can be safe. Okay, so now I finished my project. And if I'm in Word, what I can do is, I can go to Review. And I can go to Spelling and Grammar. And I can give it a quick grammar and spell check to see if everything's okay. And then what I would do is, I do File, Save As. And I'm going to put my name. I put digital etiquette, or I could put online safety, whatever you want. Then I close it out. And then when I'm in Google Classroom here, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to say add or create. And I'm going to add a file. And I'm going to drag it in. Okay, so I do upload, drag it in. Okay, click turn in, click turn in. Now, if I don't have Microsoft Word on my computer, what I'll do is I'm going to create a doc. So if you don't have Microsoft Word on your computer, don't worry about it. Instead, what you could do, add or create, you create a doc. It just take a minute. So same thing, you would just type in your responses, and then after you're done, after you've typed up everything in, you're going to click turn in on the top, and then you go to this page, and you're going to click turn in, and then you'll be done. So that's our assignment for this week on digital etiquette and online safety.